Well, hello there, friends. It's a beautiful day here in California today. And I just walked Percy for the second time. And I ran into this little sweet little girl. I guess she's about 17 or 18. And we talked a little bit. We kept a good, safe distance, okay, just for the sake of political correctness. And she shared with me her fear that she doesn't know what to do. She said, I just got a job and I just bought this car, and now they called me and told me not to come into work, and I don't know what to do. And I realized by the tone of her voice, she's scared. She's scared. She hasn't realized that what we the people are facing is the empire. You know the empire? You know the Roman Empire, the Tartarian Empire, right? The German fascist empire. Okay, the empire has an ethic. It has an ethic that's based on the galactic treaty called Elanu, which mandates human trafficking, human slavery, experimenting on humans, says abductions are okay, and the culling of innocent populations because they're not politically correct. That's the ethos of the empire. Got it? They're brutal. The Romans were brutal. The Tartarians were brutal. The Nazis were brutal. Hello? The New World Order deep state is the same thing. If you've looked at the Georgia Guidestones, what they say is that they're going to cull 80 or 90% of the human population, utilizing high technology, and too fucking bad. Do you understand that's wrong? Do you understand we can't allow it? I know I'm wearing I identify as an attack helicopter t-shirt. And that's because I got to get my energy going. I don't like fighting. I don't like fighting one bit. But in the Mr. Rogers neighborhood atmosphere that I brought my children up in, they don't know what to do. Okay, Mr. Rogers was nice to everybody, and the problem is everybody isn't nice in return. Everybody isn't nice. All right, so I want you to go back and look at, here we go, the holyconservancy.org page called 2829.html. And I want you to read it, because those are the methods of the leadership of the elite, the Illuminati, okay? The Vatican Jesuits, the Masonic orders. Those are their methods. And their methods are, they have their thoughts all controlled in a consensus about retaining power, and they don't care what happens to people. They don't care. That's the empire. That's the empire we have to confront. That's what our children have to address. And our children who have been schooled in the public schools with a communist Common Core curriculum are schooled into twirling their thoughts. They're not schooled into dealing with causes and effects according to behavior. Now, you know how many times I've put holy law up on this site to get you to just look at what are the behaviors that create good outcomes in society. You do good things and get a good outcome. You refrain from doing what's harmful. And if you make a mistake, you apologize, make reparations, and return to doing good. But that's not what the empire does. That's not what the empire does. That's not what they intend to do. That's not what they say they're going to do. And that's not what they do. And so we and our children, without realizing it, are in a massive war. And you have to get emotionally ready for the resistance that war creates. And this is not fun. It's not easy. It's not right. It's not what we want. It's not the peace that we always hope for. It's another tribulation, Armageddon situation that has been created by the people who cleave to empire and the power and the money and the fame and the toys that empire brings. And I'm telling you, I see your children. I talk to the kids in the neighborhood, and they are not prepared for this. Your church is not preparing you for the spiritual armor that you have to put on to confront a Goliath of infamy, indifference, and pure just us. It's all just us. It's just us, and it's fables, okay? What NASA tells you about the moon is a fable. The distance, the size, who's there, what's there is a fable, okay? What geology and geography tell you about the shape and the conformation of this world is a fable. It is not a flat pizza. It is not a spinning ball. That's all a fable to get you to argue with each other about what's going on and what's real, all right? And the same with these plagues that have been arranged for our demise. All right, the virus itself is not what is fatal. What's fatal is the 5G and 6G amping up of the symptoms of the virus. The virus that's in the vaccines is what is fatal. Okay, you've got to learn who not to believe, for God's sake. Finally, would you? Would you learn who not to believe? Not to believe your television, turn the television off, take the screen and dump it somewhere and start reading again. Start paying attention to the effects of what happens when you do something, because the laws of cause and effect are driving this war. And the people who believe in the laws of cause and effect and who believe their own intuition and who believe what their children tell them are going to do better than the people who believe what is on the television. The television is your ticket to death. It's your ticket to death. It's not only telling you the wrong places to go, it's conditioning your mind to want to go there. All right. All right. I've given you some links here. One is the truth about the coronavirus from a member of the president's secret, the guys that hang around the president. The second one is what they intend that artificial intelligence and your cell phone, this infernal thing, is going to do for you and to you. Okay, and the third one is some music just to get you off your duff and get you thinking that maybe you need to learn how to resist what isn't good for you. All right. And those of us who are grandmas and grandpas, some of us are pacified by sitting in front of the TV, and some of us are radicalized. We're looking at what is horrifying, that the children don't have a clue what is happening. Come on, you got to talk to your children about what is happening. Otherwise, we're not going to have a society left when it's all over. And it's going to be over eventually. It's going to be over. And if there's going to be anybody left, it's going to be the people who recognize the danger of the ethos of empire, which is totally unethical and unmoral and chaotic, versus the ethos of the laws of cause and effect and the laws of decency and honor and truth. You got to see that. You've got to see that dialectic going. And you've got to be willing to put your money where your mouth is and resist the new age thinking that says, you know, one of my kids says to me, if you think about a problem, you make it grow. This is fifth density dogma that is not true and not real down here in third density physical. I don't know whether it's up in fifth density physical true or not, but I'm not up there, so I can't tell you. I'm down here in third density physical, where if you think about a problem, that's the first step in fixing it. Go. All right? We have to think about our problems. Let's do that. Let's do that. And listen to my military music. It's real energizing. You know, it'll get you going. Because we have to resist. We can't just roll over and let it take us out. We're not going to do that, okay? You promise? You promise? You're not going to just roll over and let it take us out. All right. If you promise, I'll feel better. How's that? All right. See you later.